Welcome back. So from this video onwards, we are going back to our Java learning series. So Java learning with Spring Boot and other technologies. So we are going to start with Spring Boot right now. Not Spring Boot. Spring Boot we already discussed so many things. So in this video, what we are going to do is we have a Spring Boot application, but this application is not a REST API or any web application. It's just a Spring Boot application. Include if we are going through this Maven dependency pom.xml, we can see it's just a Spring Boot application, but there is no Spring Boot web. So what what we are facing is we didn't have any web dependency, so this application is not a it's not starting any Tomcat server or anything. It's just starting a Java 19 application, Spring Boot application with a process ID. So what exactly I need is like I need a web application. So that's the thing. So in this scenario, what approach we will take? So that's a di discussion for today. So if you are in if you are if you are in this kind of scenario, how we will solve? So basically we have so many ways to solve this. So the best option is we are going with some AI tools. So if I am here, I will share something here. So I initially search for this to create a Spring Boot REST API in IntelliJ. You can follow this step. There's all steps related to Spring Boot, not Spring Boot, IntelliJ Ultimate Edition. You need to pay for that. But if you have only IntelliJ Community Edition, you cannot do anything. The best option is spring.io and create a project. Spring.io, create a project, download and open in your browser. Spring.io, where is that? So Spring Initializer. So that was the one. So Spring Initializer you will create and you will choose all the dependencies that you need, Spring Web, and download that. But right now there will be a question. So I I create a project and I add that into our Spring IntelliJ idea, and after that I need to add more dependencies. How we can do that? So in this case, you can depend on Google or any AI tool or anything. So I just search Spring Boot web dependency Maven example. So it will provide the dependency that I need to add. So for any that kind of scenarios, after you create a project, you probably need more and more dependencies or need to be added into your application. So you can ask here or you can search in your Google or Yahoo or anywhere. So it will provide a good example. Right now I just asked this one. They provide all the details. So in this case I don't need any Spring Starter version, I guess. Maybe we can try that. I'm just taking this one and Java version, Spring Boot version, and other dependencies, Maven plugin. So what I'm gonna do is if I remove this one and replace with Spring Boot Starter, what's gonna happen? So we need to remember these things. So this is with the Spring Boot starter, and when we change into Spring Boot starter web, what's gonna happen? So that's the best way to learn something, and these AI things, it will help in so many ways. So right now we can see what's happening in this scenario. So the PID, the process is started, and it started Tomcat also. So in the first case, it started a Spring Boot application, but it is not a web, or it's not use any server. So in this case, Tomcat initializes with the 8080. So yeah, so this is a best way of adding dependencies to your project. So you can search anything, any dependencies that you need in your project. But in this case, what I am going to do is I will do something more. How many ways I can change Spring Boot port numbers? Oh, I made some problem here. Only I can change something. Save and submit. There are several ways you can change the port number of a Spring Boot application. Application.properties. You can specify the port number in the application properties, and or in application YAML, and the command line argument you can pass the server.port property as a command line argument. And the third one, system properties, you can set server.property with the deep flag. And the other one, export environment variable, export server.port.java minus jar my app.jar. If you're using embedded servlet container like Tomcat, can customize support number, modifying the server configuration in your code. So this is basically all the information that we have. This is more than what we know, or more than what we are expecting. So in a normal scenario, if you are Stack Overflow or Google, you probably find these two, this one and this one also, and this one probably another thing. But you will not have any more information like this. So if you are in a Spring Boot application, you can do that by writing these things also. Configure server, web server factory, Tomcat factory set port, this thing. So there are so many ways we can do that. So in our next videos we will go through all of these things. So these AI tools, so it will make our learning very easy, because we don't know what are the missing point when we are searching on the internet. So these things probably will give more information rather than searching in the internet. So in our next video we will go through all of these things and how we can implement. Some of the things we cannot, but these things probably we can implement, and this thing we can do that, and this one also we can see if we are command line, and this one also very easy to implement. So thank you for watching. Have a nice day.